Real quick, guys, before we jump into today's video, I did want to shout out Fade Me, my merch brand we have here on the channel. If you want to support what we're doing here, help us make bigger and better content, head over to fademe.store, pick up some merch, great prices, great quality, guys. You will not be disappointed. I get so damn excited every time I see an order come through. So go support what we're doing here. Again, that's fademe.store. Let's jump into the video. Let's go. All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thursday night football, week number 6. We got the Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Denver Broncos. We got a few picks that I want to throw your way in today's video. Right now, the Chiefs sitting at 10.5-point favorites at home. The total is sitting at 47.5. Very excited for this game. I know a lot of people think the Chiefs are going to roll. Do I think that? We'll get to it in just a second. But first, guys, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button as well. And before we do get into the game, I do want to talk about Sleeper. If you guys don't know what Sleeper is, you are seriously missing out. It is my favorite pick'em app on the market right now. You combine 2 to 8 player props. The more you get right, the more you get paid out. And if you use my link in the pinned comment, you're going to get 100% of your first deposit match. Literally, you put in $100. Sleeper's going to go, okay, here's 100 more, new account balance of 200. If you want to put in 25, go for it. You'll have a new account balance of 50. Make sure to check out Sleeper. That link is in the pinned comment. They're dropping a bunch of promo squares left and right for primetime games, so keep your eyes peeled for that as well. But let's go ahead and jump into this game. Now, like I said, the Chiefs are heavily favored here. Rightfully so. They are the better team. I really don't think that that's anything that can be argued at this point, right? Broncos, a very, very scary situation here just in terms of how they've been playing since Russell Wilson arrived. This season, they're 1-4 straight up, 0-4-1 against the spread, 1-1 on the road. So their one win does come on the road. That was against the Bears a couple weeks ago. Kansas City, 4-1 on the season. They've won all 4 straight since losing that opening night against Detroit here. They're 3-2 against the spread and 1-1 at home here. First things first, I guess I should say. I don't think that this is a rout. I don't necessarily feel comfortable laying 10.5 points as on the Chiefs side of things. So I'm not looking at this from a spread perspective. I really don't think that the Broncos are worth trusting or worth betting on. So I stay away from that big number as well. But I'm not comfortable laying that number with the Chiefs here. We've seen a couple games between these two teams stay relatively close. Last year, Chiefs won by 3. Year before that, they won by 6. So we've seen 2 games in which Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson face off Denver Broncos, Kansas City Chiefs, and they stayed within this number. Now, I don't know if the Broncos were as bad then as they are now, right? But nonetheless, it's just too big of a number for me. So I'm whittling this down into a same game parlay here. I'm looking at the Chiefs money line parlayed with the over 43.5. I don't even mind the 47.5 here that we have right now. It is just a little too high for me. I'll take those 4 extra points and knock it down to 43.5. Those 2 games that I mentioned that they played against one another in the last couple of years, 27-24, 34-28, both going over here. And I do like Russ's chances. We'll get into the player props in just a second, but I do think Russell Wilson has a decent game. We know we're going to get out of the Chiefs. This Denver defense is abysmal, almost across the board. No matter how you want to look at it, you can make a case for them being the worst defense in the league, or definitely one of the worst, right? So you know what you're going to get out of Kansas City, and we expect points. I expect Patrick Mahomes and company to put up points. I think the question becomes, is Russell Wilson going to step up? And I really like his chances today as well. So we can go ahead and jump into the player props. Actually, it's probably best to just do that because I'm going to be talking a decent amount of Russell Wilson here, because our first player prop on the board is going to be Russell Wilson over 20.5 pass completions here. You can get that over on DraftKings at -135. You can see he's done this in 3 of his 5 games this season, and the 2 that he didn't last week against the Jets, he was sitting right at 20. 1 more completion. We're looking at 4 out of the 5, and at 18 against Washington there as well. So right, sniffing that line each time he has not hit. And I do think Russell Wilson has had somewhat of an underrated season this year. 11 touchdowns, 2 picks. The Broncos are nowhere nowhere near where they need to be, or he's not cooking, right? But he's been underrated, and I don't necessarily think that this Chiefs defense is going to make it all that difficult for him. We've seen some the Chiefs defense let up a decent success, 2 quarterbacks this year, most notably the last couple weeks. Zach Wilson goes against him, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Kirk Cousins last week, 284 in terms of yards, throws for 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions as well. Russell Wilson, first player prop here, over 20.5. I think that he throws the ball a lot. And I think that he gets out there, gets a few early, and then all of a sudden, if they are behind, he's going to throw the ball more. So I like his over 20.5 completions there. Guys, before we do jump into the next 2 more player props, I want to show you the app that I'm using that you just saw on your screen, Outlier. If you want to test out Outlier, you can get it 7 days free. That link is also in the pinned comment. This app is absolutely goated. It's like a one-stop shop, whether you're doing game picks, parlay building, player props, anything like that. And they have so much exciting stuff coming down the line in plenty of their beta programs, on a call with the guys that run the site as well, and it's really, really cool. I wish I could talk more about it, but better jump on this, guys. It's $20 per month, or $19.99 after the 7-day free trial, so very manageable there as well. Pays for itself in no time if you use it correctly. Go check out Outlier. That link is in the pinned comment. So like I said, we got 2 more player props, and this one I really like. It's a plus money player prop here. We're jumping back into Outlier. Jerry Jeudy over 4.5 receptions. Now we're getting some value on FanDuel at plus 102. It's minus 110 on DraftKings and minus 121 over on Caesars. Now you can see that he's only done this in 2 of the 4 weeks so far, but he's really ramping up that snap count. Last week playing 86% of snaps. He's drawing nearly, just over 16% of the targets here. In the red zone, he does drop, but we don't really care about touchdowns today, but I do want to give that context. You have a Denver team that's passing 63% of the time because they're down in games, correct? And the target share is fine. 7 targets, 5 targets, 7 targets. But what I really like about this, and we did the deep dive for this pick, which makes it a great plus money play, great chance to hit. Let me know in the comments if you're tailing it. But the Chiefs play a lot of man coverage, and the Broncos are pretty much a 2 receiver, I guess 2 receiver team. When you even look at this, look at these 2 big chunks, right? And then you have the next biggest chunk as the running back. So Courtland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy. So far this season, Courtland Sutton's been the zone guy. Jerry Jeudy has been the man guy. Even if we look at this, Jets play a decent amount of man defense. Chicago plays a lot of zone. Miami, 3rd most man defense in terms of percentage, right? He hits there. And then the Washington, they're one of the most zone defense running teams out there right now. So you have the 2 games in which they play heavy zone, he doesn't hit. The 2 games in which they play heavy man, he does hit. And the Chiefs playing the 5th most man in the league this season. His target share jumps to, I think it's over 30% when in man coverage. 60+% of his catches have been against man coverage this year. I really like Jerry Jeudy's chances here to have some plus money hit for us on the over 4.5 receptions. Again, plus 102 over on FanDuel compared to in the minus odds over on DraftKings and Caesars there. So I'm loving this spot for Jerry Jeudy. I think he's going to get a decent amount of targets. And again, that man coverage nugget doesn't get much better than that. And then the last touchdown here is just going to be a simple one. And there's just some value here. Right now, DraftKings has it at minus 170, FanDuel at minus 135 for a Travis Kelce touchdown. Obviously, this is Patrick Mahomes' #1 target. You can even see red zone target share. Hasn't been all that high this season, but this is a team that's going to be getting in the red zone plenty. They throw the ball a lot, and he's getting over 1/5 of the targets here. Now, he's only had 1 game in which he didn't hit it. What I will say, if you want to go bigger right now, this is minus 135. If you look at his second half touchdowns, now I'm not saying there's any way to even tell if this is the case or not, but if this game's at all close, he's obviously going to go to Travis Kelce later on in the game more. Look at this. All 3 of his touchdowns have come in the second half this season. Plus 220. So if you want to get a little risky, that may be the sprinkle spot there. I'm more comfortable rolling with any time touchdown. Get in, get out. Could happen in the first quarter, first play, second play, whatever. We don't need to wait till the second half. But guys, that is going to wrap it up for today's video. Just to recap, we have the same game parlay of Chiefs money line and over 43.5. And then we have Jerry Jeudy over 4.5 receptions, Russell Wilson over 20.5 completions, and then Travis Kelce anytime touchdown score. 4 plays in today's video. we got to be better than last week. Last week was one of the worst NFL betting weeks of my life, so that was tough. We trudged through and stiff-armed the hate and the guppies out there. We made it through, guys, thanks to a lot of the supporters out there. So yeah, screw the guppies. We're gonna keep doing this. I posted on the community tab last night. I was like, you know what? I could go 0-1,000,000 from my next 1,000,000 plays. I'm going to show up every day in front of this camera and still give my picks and put on a good show for you guys. And that's what I intend to do. So if you guys made it this far in the video, go ahead and drop a 9.5 because you made it 9.5 minutes into the video or so. Drop 9.5 in the comments. Let me know they made it this far and that you are a true supporter and you're riding, guys. And yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next one. All right. Peace out.